Okay. Exercise 1 is what's called the creative color wheel. Okay? So in exercise 1, what you're going to be doing is you're going to have to come up with a creative way to demonstrate this movement of colors, okay? And how they move across, how they interact, right? Mm-hmm. Now, many people have had many different ideas over this, over the ages. One of my favorites I saw one time was somebody did like a little girl holding balloons, and then each balloon, you know, and then they did like a black and a white one, you see? So, you know, each balloon came down and was, you know, and she was like floating away, kind of like the little Banksy thing, yeah. Another person did a really neat one, which, you know, I can show you, I do have these, in which it was kind of like somebody with their feet kind of coming together wearing socks, striped socks, and as the socks went up, each stripe in the sock was the color wheel. Move. The rule is it must move in correct sequence. Make sense? So they have to move in correct sequence. You can't just hop around and just do colors willy-nilly. They have to be in sequence, proper sequence. Now, you can look. What time you got?
12:07.
Okay. You can look at a lot of different things, a lot of different options as far as what to do. You can get all crazy abstract with it if you want. You can use some of the other stuff we've done. You could make creatures out of geometric shapes that move off into a distance, and then the way they're lined up bounces in correct sequence. Okay? Now, what sequence is that? You don't have to start with yellow. You can start here or here. It just then has to move clearly in the proper sequence. Okay? Now, you need to do this on Bristol board, and you're going to do this with gouache. Okay? Now, when we talk about gouache, the rule for this assignment is also this. You may only use 4 paints. I know I'm missing a few here, but you need black. I'm missing my white. That's okay. You need to pick a blue. In this case, I'm going to go with ultramarine. It means from across the sea. And then I'm going to move with, see, there's like a leaf green, a yellow green. The emerald, no, I'm not using green, I have to make it, sorry. The yellow, there's a medium yellow and like a lemon yellow. Lemon yellow is pretty yellow, isn't it? So I think I'm going to run with that one. Finally, reds. Here, brilliant red. That should work, okay? And like I said, I'm missing a white, but I have some white at home, so it's not that big a deal. These are the only colors you can use. You cannot use any of the others. And you will mix to get all your colors. Make sense? So, using gouache is very similar to using watercolor. You can treat them like a watercolor, but you can also treat them like an acrylic. So if you don't like watercolor and you don't want to dilute, then you can just run directly with your paint. Just the paint straight as it is. So, now, my recommendation to you is, make yourself a palette. Now, you can always reactivate gouache, too, with a little bit of water. Some people don't like gouache because of the way it moves. Because, like I said, it's kind of lives on the in-between. The great thing about gouache is its color vibrancy. It is an extremely vibrant color, which is great. But the thing is, over years and years, it's not necessarily the most light fast. What do I mean by light fast? Anybody know? if something is light fast, it holds itself against the light really well. Okay? So light fast is something that can be exposed to light repeatedly and not fade. Okay? So if something's not very light fast, then that means it has a tendency to fade. And when it does, well, that just doesn't bode well for your piece, now does it? Blake's paintings are like that. William Blake, remember we looked at like the Great Red Dragon and everything like that? Well, the paintings of Blake, for example, they do that. Now, when you mix a color, what you want is equal parts, okay? Keeping up with the amount you add is very important. Otherwise, you might end up trying to make green and make blue-green or yellow-green, you see? When what you're trying to do is make green. Maybe a touch more yellow. And then take this. Make this one. And then take this. Make that one. Now that one needs, I think, it's a little too close. I think I could use maybe a touch more blue in there. And all right, now. So see, now I'm getting those going. Now, other things you can do with this, for example, you can use pen and ink. All right, I'd recommend using H pencil, sketch out your idea, all right? Then you can paint. Once the paint dries, you could come back in, for example, with ink, if you wanted to apply outlines, you know, and there you go. Make sense? Make interesting. Make it interesting. Create a composition that fills the field, that is visually interesting and utilizes all the skills and things we've covered to this point, okay?
Size.
The size can be anywhere from 9 by 12 to 18 by 24. Okay? Make sense?
That's just an exercise, right?
And this is exercise 1 for Unit 3. Okay.